On August 11th, 2024, I took part in a Terrarium Build Off. The terrariums were to be auctioned off and the proceeds would go to exotic addicts as well as Galaxy Reptile Rescue. Welcome to the Microverse. Here are the competitors. In the first corner, we have
exotic addicts.
This is the stuff that we're gonna use. Joey scraping everything.
Look at these plants. Look at this hardscape. Even got botanicals.
And in the second corner, we have Dave of Incog Inverts.
That t-shirt is awesome. He's gonna be making this awesome desert? Yeah, let's say desert terrarium.
And in the third corner, it is I, a life form, keeper of the Microverse. I like to start builds by placing and wiggling the hardscape so I can get an idea of how elements fit together. This wood is cryptically named Forest Branch. Ooh, mystical. After getting an idea of the layout, I take the wood out and lightly mist the surface before adding the forbidden honey. It's Gorilla Glue, it's not actual honey. You'll have a bad time if you consume this. This is a less time-consuming method than the expanding foam and silicone, but it doesn't allow for the textural variety, as well as the scale and depth that expanding foam does. But one can always add textures with hardscape elements, such as cork marks or stones. The forbidden honey method was used in both the Republic of Pellionia, home to the elusive assassin Illumi, and the first fully bioactive tropical terrarium that I know of in Egypt, which I made for my awesome mama life. This method does require you to keep pressing the cocoa fiber or cocoa husk down as the foam expands.
This is what the Microverse has so far. And this is what Exotic Addicts has so far. Oh,
And then push.
mystical. Forever you push the forbidden honey. And look, the great innovator. Look at this. Look at this awesome desert environment. Goodbye. Making a terrarium, buddy.
After the background was done, for a false bottom, I added a generous layer of laca, lightweight expanded clay aggregate. For a barrier, I am using a sheet of filter floss, which worked splendidly. The substrate was a custom ABG mix, provided, like everything else, by our host, Green Space Geckos. I sloped the substrate towards the back to create depth and more surface area for moss to grow on. Then it was time for planting. For plants I used quite the variety. Mini Boston Fern, the red variety of Fittonia or nerve plant, to add a little pop of color. Spiderplant, Selaginella, live Sphagnum moss, thread moss, badge moss, and string moss, as well as a couple of tufts of fern moss. Earlier I was chatting with the father of two aspiring young hobbyists. They, like most of us in the hobby, have not been able to stop talking about reptiles, which is very relatable. And it just so happens that they were considering getting their first crested gecko life form. More on that later. These are the builds. Incog Inverts built a beautiful arid terrarium with strings of bananas and a nice purple succulent. Exotic Addicts built an arboreal terrarium with multiple perches, made out of cork bark as well as a seed pod. Very creative. And the Microverse built a tropical jungle/eroded tree root terrarium. It was so much fun to build and learn alongside these amazing and talented people. Ooh, and that family ended up winning the terrarium I made, and the aspiring young hobbyists got their first reptile.
Gary! Welcome home, Gary.
Always gonna be happy getting there once we get home.
Welcome home, Gary. I hope you enjoyed this little slice of jungle. It's now yours to discover. May the moss be with you.